Hey, what's up? I'm Jasmine from elevatornoise.com. I'm here today to talk to you guys just briefly about a recent interview that I had with a really amazing woman by the name of Lolisa Gibson. She has a really interesting story. At the age of 17, she found out that she was HIV positive. Now, fast forward 7 years later, she's now a 24-year-old woman who's accomplished, a lot of amazing things. She is an accomplished public speaker. She is an activist. She is an HIV educator. She's been on publications like CNN, things like that, like big stuff. And she's also the brand new author of an amazing book, a self-published book at that, entitled The Way I See It. So the book is Lolisa's memoir. She'll go more into details about the book in her interview, but what I have to say about it is that it's just really inspiring because it teaches us about courage and determination and about never ever taking anything for granted. Without further ado, check out our interview, and when you're done, you do me a huge favor and her a huge favor and go to lolisagibson.com to check out her book.
My name is Lolisa Gibson. I'm an HIV public speaker and educator and a new author. My book is a memoir titled The Way I See It, and I was inspired to write the book because, the book just talks about my life, starting from age 9, going all the way up until present day, and it talks about some of the struggles that I had to overcome as a child, and growing up into an adult, and finding out at the age of 17 that I was HIV positive, and that I was born with the virus, something that I didn't know anything about at the time. So just learning about what HIV was and how to deal with living with something like HIV, and so it goes on to talk about how I dealt with that, how I dealt with the fact that my mother is also HIV positive, and I didn't find out that she was positive until after finding out that I myself was positive. So both of us dealing with new diagnoses at the same time, how we got through that as a family, and going on to talk about how I got educated about HIV and went to educate others about the virus as well and its importance. The book also talks about me after becoming at a comfortable place with the HIV to moving on and having a family with a man that is HIV negative, and now having a son who is also HIV negative, and how we deal with life now. I was always the person that say, oh, those are those people with AIDS, like it can't happen to me. I never knew what AIDS was. I never even knew what HIV was. I just knew that I couldn't have it because I was Lolisa. So when the doctor did tell me over the phone that my test did come back HIV positive, it was unbelievable. Because now it's like, okay, it's not those people, like I was one of those people. And now, as I know everything there is to know about HIV, I'm here to say, like, it's not those people, it's us people, like we are those people, and everyone needs to be more involved in HIV. One of the main reasons I started to educate was because I found out that one of the main age groups to get infected were ages 13 through 24. And being 13 through 24, at the time I was 17, so that was everyone in my circle. That was my cousins, that was my friends, that was my little brothers. And I just knew that if they weren't talking about it, then neither was I, because none of us were talking about it. And we all talked together about everything. So I knew that if we didn't know anything about it, it was time to change that, because I didn't want them too to go through the same thing that I was going through. My goals for the future are to just keep inspiring people. I never get tired of talking about HIV. It never gets old to me. I feel like if I get tired, more people will get infected and die if they're not educated about it. I didn't have someone to come talk to me about HIV when I first found out that I had it. So I'll always aim to be that face that I needed when I first found out 7 years ago. So I'll never get tired of being that face for anyone else, any young girl or young boy or older person that needs someone to talk to that knows about HIV and that can actually relate to what they have gone through.